It's time for our gentle restorative yoga blend. We'll be combining some gentle yoga, some restorative yoga, and one of the occupational hazards of being a fitness instructor of any kind is that you go to trainings, you learn things, you bring those things back, and give them to your people right away. So I did a training earlier this week in yin, which is similar in some respects to restorative, similar in some respects to gentle. So I'm going to slide some yin into this class. Probably won't even tell you when I do it. You probably may not even notice. I'm taking as my theme today something just for fun. Just a fun theme. I'm calling it All Creatures Great and Small. And I've chosen poses that we name for animals. So, that being said, we're going to start in butterfly. And I'm going to offer you the option to sit on a blanket. And also the option to use blankets or towels to support your legs. We'll bring the soles of our feet together. You can have your feet about the distance of 1 foot from your torso. You can have them farther out if you like. You can rest your thighs on blankets or towels for a little support. We'll grab the ankles, we'll stack the spine. We'll sit up nice and tall to start. Let's close our eyes and bring awareness to our breath. Inhaling to lift and expand. Exhaling to sink. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to release. And as we become aware of the length of our inhale and exhale, let's begin to make that exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. Just try to keep lengthening your exhale. Perhaps reaching a point where your exhale is twice as long as your inhale. Now returning to normal breath, sealing our lips, breathing in and out through the nose, using our Ujjayi breath to build heat. That's that ocean breath. You should feel a light constriction in the back of your throat so that you can hear the breath just in your own head. Sounds like the ocean. Let's open our eyes. Let's inhale to lift and extend the spine, and exhale to press forward, gently, keeping the spine long, trying to shine the chest forward. Let's pull the shoulders back. Let's slide the shoulder blades down, so we have lift and openness in the front body. Inhale and exhale. Trying to sink deeper on those exhales. And then rising back up. Just find a comfortable seat and cross our legs. Bring fingertips to the floor. As we inhale, we'll lift up. As we exhale, we'll press down. Let's try to keep our shoulder blades sliding down the back the whole time. So we have lots of space between our ears and our shoulders. The neck stays nice and long. Inhale and exhale. Now just the right arm, inhale up and over. Exhale back down. Left arm, inhale up and over. Exhale back down. Inhale right. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's come into owl pose now. This is our seated twist, owl pose. We'll sweep the right hand behind. Use that hand to press yourself up nice and tall, lifting that sternum, lengthening through the spine. Bring the left hand to the right thigh. Inhale tall. Exhale, take that twist. With each inhale, try to stack your spine a little taller. With each exhale, find whatever rotation is available to you this morning. Perhaps looking over your shoulder. Stay here for a couple of breaths. And relaxing back through center. Sweeping the left hand behind. Again, pressing it to the floor, lifting the chest. Using that back arm to support the body. Right hand to left thigh. Inhale, stacking the spine. Exhale, taking the twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. Again, perhaps looking over your shoulder. Couple of breaths. And relaxing back to center. We're moving into a caterpillar pose now, which is a forward fold. Again, you may want to sit on your blanket. Keep your hips off the floor. I'm going to give you an option today to put a blanket under your knees for more softening in the knees. You could also just use towels, which I often do. I'm going to go a little cushier today. I'm going to roll my blanket. I'm going to keep my bolsters and pillows handy because I'll want those as I settle into my pose. So, staff pose, variation, knees supported. I do this to avoid locking out my knees and keep the pose comfortable as I hold it for a couple of minutes. From here, I can rest cushions, bolsters, pillows, blankets, so I can fold forward and rest supported, perhaps stacking hands with the forehead on the hand. Trying to keep some length in the spine and then leaning into it. And if, as you go along, you feel like you could lean a little deeper, if you want to pull out a pillow or slide things forward a bit, you have whatever option you want to find a little more depth in that pose. Caterpillar. Breathe, relax, and sink deeper into it. Try to just let the props support you for now. Perhaps bring your focus into your legs for a moment. Are they tense, or can you relax them a little bit more? Can you soften the knees and melt the thighs? Just letting your weight bring you forward and sinking down. Let's just take a few more deep breaths here. And now sitting up, let's put our bolsters and pillows aside for a moment. And just stack the spine, extend the arms forward, press the chest forward and lean into it. Try to keep the shoulders back and down. Try to keep length in your spine. And inhale and exhale will release forward. A little bit deeper stretch. Grabbing the shins, grabbing the ankles or the feet. Letting the head hang. Sink and melt. Release, and we'll rise back up. We can put our blankets aside for a moment, unless we want to use a blanket for our knees as we shift into cat-cow. So we'll move on to all fours. You can just keep your blanket there for your knees. So knees are under the hips, wrists are under the shoulders. You can use fists for wrists. Start by sliding the shoulder blades down the back, lengthening the neck. Imagine drawing your navel into your abdomen and up into your rib cage. Bring your gaze down to the floor, keeping your neck in line with your spine. Inhaling, we lift the chest and the tailbone, looking forward of the mat. Exhaling, we scoop the abs and curl, looking in at the knees. Inhaling, we lift to look forward. Exhaling, we scoop it in. And just give me a couple more at your own pace. Following your own breaths, allowing your inhales to cue the cow pose and your exhales to cue the cat pose. As you finish the next round, you'll come back to neutral. Still with those shoulder blades sliding down the back, still with those active abdominals. From here, let's bring the right foot forward, coming into a low lunge. You may want to cheat that foot forward a bit so you feel a little bit of openness here in this hip. Let's plant the hands inside the right foot, coming into a lizard pose. If this is too deep, if you have blocks, you can raise yourself up on blocks, or you can grab a chair, put your hands on a chair. If you want to ground the hands somewhere, if you want to sink deeper, you can sink deeper. If you want to open that leg up into dragon, just rolling to the outside edge of your foot, you do that as well. I'm going to sit up so you can see what my leg is doing. It's rolling out this way. From here, I rolled it out onto the edge of the foot. Just breathing, sinking. A couple of breaths here. And you may find, as you hold and breathe, you sink a little deeper. Take your time, do not force this. And we'll raise that leg back up, and we'll step that right foot back. We'll bring the knee down once again, returning to all fours. Just take a couple of cat-cows, following your own breath. Coming back to neutral. Now we'll step the left foot forward. And you need to cheat the foot a little bit to find a little bit of openness in the right hip. Just ground the hands inside the left foot. Again, you can use blocks, you can use a chair. Just ground yourself. Another option for more sensation is to roll to the outside edge of that foot. Let the knee fall out to the side. Sink deeper if you like to. Inhale. And try to sink on your exhales. A couple more breaths. Relax into it. If you opened your knee, you can bring it back up. We'll come back to all fours. Let's take cat-cow one more time. A couple of rounds if you like. Coming back to neutral. I'm going to slide forward to puppy pose. I'm going to put down a pillow here so I can rest my head on the pillow. I'm going to widen my hands if that's easier on the shoulders. You could also use a block for this. Remember that hips are stacked over the knees. A few more breaths here. Now we're going to slide forward. We're going to modify our Sphinx a little bit today. I'm actually going to put a bolster. This is probably a little too big for what I want to do, but you get the idea. You can use a bolster, a pillow, a rolled up blanket. So coming into Sphinx, giving myself some support under my ribs. So I don't have to rely on my arms as much, but I can still get that sinking and grounding in my hips and that lift in my upper body. Still shining the chest forward. You're welcome to do Sphinx without the prop, but we are going to stay here for a couple of minutes, trying to find openness in the front body, perhaps a gentle stretch in the abdominals, relaxing the lower back and letting the hips melt down toward the floor. Take a moment to roll the shoulders back and pat them down. Slide the hands forward, extend the arms, and press into our palms. And lift up a little bit through the chest for seal pose. And breathe. Just give this a minute or so. If you'd like to relax back down to Sphinx, supported Sphinx, you're welcome to do that. A few more seconds. Relax. press our hips back up. We'll sit up for a moment. Let's release into child's pose. We'll just do a regular child's pose just for a moment or two to release the back. Slide the hands forward for extended child's pose. You can stack your palms and rest your head. And you can reach your arms back. Whatever you choose to do, just bring awareness to your hips and lower back. Feel those hips sinking back towards your heels. Try to feel some nice traction in your spine. Let's bring our hands in front of our knees and slowly sit up. Moving into a pigeon pose next. We'll need a good-sized bolster or pillow to sit on, and then another stack of bolsters or pillows, blocks or blankets we'll use to rest our torso on. All right, so I'm going to start sitting on my bolster. And let's slide the right leg back first. So I have this bolster under my left thigh. My leg is not completely at a right angle here, it's bent. My left leg crosses over in front of the bolster here. I'm going to fold forward onto my support and settle into my pigeon pose. You can add more padding any place you need it to feel comfortable and supported. We are doing this as a restorative pose, so we do want to feel completely grounded and supported. We'll be switching sides in a few moments, but I will tell you when that happens. You can just relax, close your eyes, come back into your breath. We're beginning to press ourselves back up. We come back to a comfortable seat on our bolster. We can switch sides, swinging the other leg back. I have my right leg forward this time, crossed over, sliding the left like that, folding down to my bolsters, pillows. And once again, pressing ourselves up. Just shake out our legs a little bit. Our next pose will be frog pose, which can be a little challenging. I recommend having a lot of bolsters and pillows to stack up for frog pose. We also want to have support from our pelvis up to our head for frog pose. So here, we've got lots of height, and then I'm just going to make sure I have enough length here to be fully supported. Now I'm going to come into all fours, hands and knees, over my bolster. And then I want to walk my knees out to the side. Now notice that my knees should be even with my hips. So bring my knees out to the side. You may want to have towels available as well to cushion your knees. So here's where you can use as much bolster as you need to get yourself as high as you need to be able to comfortably open your knees. You're going to find whatever range works for you. We'll turn the feet out to the side. And if we can bring our feet out so that our shins are, parallel with the edges of our mats, that's great. But if our heels need to be closer together, that's better for our knees or more comfortable for us. That's also an option. Can you find the feet that work for you? You can slap your hands and rest your forehead. And the longer you hold this pose, you might find you get a little more opening. You may be able to cheat your knees out a little farther as you go along. So just be open to that possibility, but you don't need to force it. Let's just use that sinking breath to inhale and exhale. Just sink deeper, ground more. Perhaps find more openness in those hips. take one more minute in frog pose. Coming back to the awareness of our breath, the sinking breath. Trying to melt a little deeper with each exhale. Now bringing our hands back down to the floor, and perhaps bringing our heels a little closer together. And begin to press ourselves back up and walk our knees in. Coming back to hands and knees, coming out of frog pose. Frog pose can be a very challenging pose, but can also feel very good coming out of it. Next up is deer pose, which is similar to our supported twist that we've done in the past. I'm just going to use my bolster for this one. So what I'm going to do here is drop to my hip with the bolster at my hip and draw my knees up so I have my knees and hips at right angles. I'm going to show you the legs first. We'll get into legs in a second, but I'm going to show them to you so you can still see them while you're up. From stacked knees, right angle bend, ground that bottom leg where it is. We'll bring that top leg back, just so the knee is at the heel, but I still have my right angle bends in my knees. So that's what we'll be doing in a second. First, let's turn to face the bolster. Inhale, lengthen to the spine, and exhale, and sink down into the bolster. Now we'll take that top knee back to the bottom heel. We call this deer pose. Try to find that gentle twist in the spine. And just sink into it. Deepening our breath. Begin to press ourselves up. And we'll switch sides. You can just roll over, turn around, whatever works for you to get to the other side. So again, we have the bolster at our hip, other hip this time. Bringing our knees to right angle bends with the hips. Let's ground our hands on either side of the bolster. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Relax back down, finding a gentle twist in the spine. Then we'll slide that top leg back, holding that right angle bend in the knee. Bring the knee to the heel of the bottom foot. And settle into your deer pose. Now pressing ourselves back up. We can leave that bolster pretty much right where it is. Going into our relaxation today, I'm offering fish pose, supported fish. There are options. We're going to slide that bolster right into our sacrum so that our sits bones stay grounded. We're going to lie back over that bolster. Now our legs can just be out straight or whatever comfortable position we want to put them in. We can come back to our Baddha Konasana legs, perhaps supporting our thighs, perhaps rolling up a blanket, wrapping it around our ankles. We can also do our legs extended with the knees bolstered. That's the option I'm choosing. Whatever feels good to you is fine with me. So we're going to lie back, keeping those sits bones grounded. Ideally, the head is supported, so if your bolster or pillow is too short, try to grab something else to keep your head supported. Arms can come out to the side. Whatever's comfortable for your arms. If you feel like coming overhead with your arms for more openness, you can do that as well. And mine to the side, and I'm focusing on opening the heart. I'm going to use that heart-focused breath as I imagine inhaling and exhaling into my heart center. We'll take a moment to scan the body, making sure we feel fully supported and grounded, making sure there's no real effort. Releasing any tension in the forehead or around the eyes. Relaxing the jaw, softening the neck, letting the shoulders sink, the chest open, the arms relax, sits bones grounding down, legs relaxed. Lean back into our breath and going deeper into our relaxation. Deepening the breath. Bringing some movement to our fingers and our toes. Rocking the head from side to side. Bending our knees, planting our feet a little wider than hip width. Allowing our knees to sway from side to side. Eventually, letting our knees drop to one side and just carefully rolling off our bolster onto our side. Stacking one hip over the other, stacking one shoulder over the other. Resting the head on the arm. Just enjoying a couple of more peaceful breaths right here. And then with as much ease as possible, using that top hand to press ourselves up, returning to a comfortable seat, perhaps on a blanket. Stacking our spines, rolling our shoulders back and down, lifting the sternum, bringing hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.